Hi, I'm Dr. Steve Rittner of the Rittner Floral School in Boston, Mass. It's a pleasure to welcome you into one of our classrooms today because we've got a really neat design planned for you, and I think you're going to enjoy this demonstration. The subject, summer. What does summer normally mean to different people? Well, for some it's summer sports, for others it's playtime near the pool, for some it's barbecues. For me, I love barbecues and I love food, and we thought it would be kind of fun today to play a little bit with an unusual kind of container, namely to take an actual watermelon, to hollow it out, and to use that as a base for a lovely design that could be used for party or entertaining. Now, one trick whenever we get involved in terms of either doing watermelon or pumpkins or squash or any of these things is that we generally tend to like to take our foam material, but we put it into a small plastic container first and then place that inside. And that way, we're making sure that we don't end up having any kind of leakage of any kind of water. It makes it a little bit safer from that point of view. Now, in doing this design, we're going to play with all kinds of things, and I think you're going to really enjoy the process of putting this together. Let's start off with our rose. Our rose is a pretty flower. It's big, it's impressive, people love roses, and we thought that that would be a good one to start with in terms of our design. And so we're going to place a few roses into our watermelon summer design, and this will just kind of get us started. But this design is going to have a mixture of all kinds of things in it, and so we're going to use other flowers too. For example, this is one of my favorites, mini sunflowers. Isn't it gorgeous? Mini sunflowers generally are very cheerful and bright, and people love the way they look. And so that would be a nice one to also incorporate. But we're going to mix other things in as well. For example, here's some of our larkspur, some of our blue or purple larkspur. We're going to work some of that in. This design is definitely going to have a mixture of all kinds of beautiful flowers, and we're going to incorporate many different things into this design as we add our flowers to it. I'm going to mix another kind of rose to it. This is a beautiful rose, and it has kind of a watermelon kind of color to it. So I think this would be kind of fun. And as you can see, as I'm gradually progressing on this design, I'm taking a variety of different flowers and working different things in. How about some bells of Ireland? Bells of Ireland are always a good mixture to work into a design. And then I'm going to take another one of my watermelon roses and work it over on this side. And I'm gradually working my way down, as you can see, developing this design, adding more of my flowers to it as I go along. These kinds of things are fun to do. They're fun, they're pretty, they're showy. People love them. And they really do make quite a splash at parties and events. And these are nice things because people love them because they get good value in them. And so I'm just gradually working my flowers down. I'm adding a little bit of my larkspur over here. I'm going to continue to develop this with another one of my watermelon colored roses over on this side. And I'm going to gradually work my materials down on each side, developing the shape of my design. As you can see, this design is going to be a rather classical design. It's going to give us a medley of all kinds of different colors. It is really a polychromatic mixture of different things. I've got some things working around here and over here. I'm going to work another rose gradually coming down towards the center of my design. Let's start playing with a little bit more in terms of our mini sunflowers. I'm going to add another mini sunflower over on this side. And I'm using some flowers that are a little tighter, some that are a little bit more open. I'm mixing them all together. I'm going to take another one of my roses and work it in here. These things are really fun to do, and they're fun because they have all kinds of mixtures, and they're beautiful and very, very flowing in terms of the way they look. Let's take another one of our bells of Ireland and work it in. And notice I'm gradually working down now in towards the center of my design. So we're mixing a number of different things together here. We're coming up with something that really has a nice rhythmic flow. It gives a feeling of abundance and beauty. And this is the kind of look that you want to give if you're going to have a party and you want people to feel that there's lots of goodies and good food to eat and fun. these kinds of designs complement it very well. A carnation over there. A lot of people get snobby about carnations, but you know, carnations come in a wide variety of colors. They hold up well, they fill space very, very nicely, and so a carnation or two in our mix certainly is going to help our design out. And then we're going to mix another one of our mini sunflowers in here to give another burst of color into it. And I think, you know, while I'm at it, I might as well add another mini sunflower over on this side too. And I'm going to just work this one right in over here so it kind of leans over and gives us a very, very pretty effect. So notice that these flowers are all coming together quite nicely. I'm working them in. It's a very, very classical kind of style that we're doing here, but it certainly is giving us a very, very pretty mixture of all kinds of things. Here's a flower that we haven't used yet, Alstroemeria. Alstroemeria, a beautiful flower, comes in just about every color under the sun. They come in white, they come in pink, they come in lavenders, oranges. I'm using a plain white one here though to work in towards the front part of my design. And so we'll get an Alstroemeria in here. And then let's take a second Alstroemeria and work another Alstroemeria in. It seems like one of my mini sunflowers seems to be moving around. We're not going to let that bother us. We're just going to shift it slightly as we add another one of our Alstroemeria in there. And then let's continue the process of adding a few more of our roses into our design. I'm going to take another one and work it over on this side of the arrangement here, gradually coming down. Gives us a very, very abundant and beautiful look to our arrangement. Let's add some more of our bells of Ireland. I'm going to work one here in towards the center front. The nice thing about bells of Ireland is they have this kind of curved droop sometimes to them. So I can make use of that very, very effectively in my designing, because I can take that bells of Ireland and let it deliberately drape and droop over, and see how this one kind of flows over onto this side. And I can come up with something very similar. Even though my larkspur is more straight, I can still angle it so this kind of angles down towards the front as well, and taking advantage of the scalloped effect on my watermelon, so that it'll fit there very, very nicely. I'm going to take another one of my roses and place it over in here. I've got some flowers that are in deeper. I've got some that are coming up a little higher, so that I have a combination of depth as well as height. I'm going to work another rose over on this side. Notice the way we're getting just a beautiful compendium of all kinds of beautiful flowers that really give the feeling of abundance, that give the feeling that this is a party that's definitely going to have all kinds of wonderful goodies to eat and to enjoy. And it's really coming together quite nicely. Here's another mini sunflower. I'm going to tuck this one in over on this side over here, so that we have this coming together very, very nicely over on that side. And then maybe another little bit of larkspur that we have over here, that I'm going to work over here to give a little bit more weight on this side. So notice that we're coming up with something that's kind of oval in shape. It gives a very, very pretty effect, and it certainly says abundance, and it says that this is a great party, because there's going to be lots of good food and lots of good company and joy. And I'm just gradually working a few more of my flowers in. What do you think, my viewer? It's pretty, isn't it? It gives a very, very pretty and lovely effect. The idea behind this, though, is that we want to give you an idea of different ideas and styles and approaches. And at Rittner's Floral School in Boston, we have all kinds of different programs available for people to give them all kinds of floral design ideas. I want to make sure I cover my mechanics. I'm going to take a little bit of moss and just tuck a little bit of moss here to make sure that my mechanics are nice and clean and covered. And we have a beautiful design showing abundance and showing that, that it's quite a nice occasion. My viewer, I hope you enjoyed this short presentation. It looked easy, didn't it? Well, that's the whole idea. At Rittner's Floral School in Boston, Mass., we're going to teach you floral designing so that it'll be easy. And you're going to learn all kinds of styles, approaches, and techniques, ranging from very classical to very, very contemporary, things that will make your home look beautiful, things that will make people smile and make people happy. I do hope, my viewer, that you enjoyed this brief presentation today. Please come back and visit us and see more of these presentations that we're making available online, and consider taking a course at Rittner's Floral School in Boston, Mass. I thank you, my viewer, for watching this. Have a good day, and play with your watermelons and your squashes and your pumpkins and come up with some beautiful things. Thank you.